Daddy Chick achievements. Work hard. Play harder.
Welcome back, my weird and wonderfuls. We're on part 2 of Return to Grace. I left you in this massive warehouse. We now have control talking to us. Not a very positive looking face there. So we're going to interact with the crane to the left and the crate to the right of us.
You shall find the generators on the platform at the other side of the room.
Alrighty. What's the crane for?
Go to the 3 generators overlooking the turbine.
You know what's in these?
Enough, Addie. You must go to the generators.
We're basically being a cheeky little scamp here and not doing what we're told. There is one panel to interact with around this corner. It's the end panel, and then there's the generators, which are here to the left of us. We'll have to pull the lever 3 times to light up 3 dots, 3 lights. But behind us will be a control panel, so please interact with that before doing the last generator. I'm not sure if that's relevant to anything, but because I've done it, you should do it.
Aspects of her infinite power, shadows of what was, and promises of what will be. I was the light that shone in the darkness. I was the hand that divided the firmament.
So this is the panel I was talking about. Examine that with the A button and then hit the last generator 3 times.
Go to the generators. The turbine has failed us.
Catastrophe.
I must call upon you.
So we're going to go down in the lift now, which will be on our right hand side when we go downstairs.
All right.
Apologies for the editing there.
Going down.
So here we're going to go left and interact with the lever,
shall not be harmed.
and then interact with the lever directly opposite us as well, and then go back in the lift.
You must now go to the magnetic crane.
You're sure I'll be able to fix this?
If you trust in my word, yes.
Now we're at the lift, we're going to head to the crane, which is to the right up the stairs.
You must first
Okay, so here we're going to take the broken turbine out, or whatever it is. We're going to hold down the A button, I think, to do that. And then we're going to take it left to that empty spot and then put the new one in, which is above the old one that we're about to put down now.
Now you shall place the new turbine.
Hello?
Everett, is that you?
Grace?
Everett.
Behold my power.
Troll is a little bit of a douche.
I am reborn. Humanity will once again flourish in the brightness of my glory.
This isn't right. Our processing has not combined.
So we're
Grace
gonna
has not
head
been
back
restored.
out of the area
I think
now,
she was
back up
here
the
for a
stairs.
moment. She was calling to someone. Do you know whoever it is?
No. With power restored, my mind is clearer, sharper. But I could not tell you whoever it is.
You must leave this place at once. Return to your vessel and spread word of my return. From Sol's fiery core to the icy Kuiper expanse, all must know.
I've hijacked the volume.
Interact with
I don't feel
the
like this
button,
is a short
and then we
run.
can move
We'll see how
out
long
of this
before he
area.
notices.
It took me nearly a year to get here. I want to know if Grace can be brought back.
There is more complex to explore if you head back to the control room through which you entered. We should determine where in the megastructure my central processors are located. Perhaps along the way you may learn more about this Everett.
I forbid you to linger a moment longer.
And he's back.
Like a divine comet, dive from the outer reaches and spread light and understanding to the inner
Please.
worlds.
I'm not leaving.
Yet more insolence.
So, are there any accounts as to why Grace was shut down in the first place?
There's no electronic record at all. That would have been lost during the Great Dark Age.
Dark Age?
Much of humanity's record keeping would have been managed by Grace. So, when she went down 900 years ago, so did the ability to record what happened. The research that led me here was based on oral histories mostly, and some artifacts we uncovered on Earth and Mars. Relay devices that were once connected to Grace's network.
Then we share an interest in shedding light on this Dark Age.
We're heading up the stairs.
From what I can tell, there is some sort of transit system on the other side of the control room, which should lead you to the other parts of the spire. I will illuminate the door leading to this transit system.
So we're just gonna keep heading straight.
Alas, I require your nimbus.
So we're accessing the control panel here.
Another
So
easy
we
one.
need
The
to
Phoenician letter Tor.
Who would know that?
do a cross.
Perhaps an archaeologist? How about the Greek
So
letter
make
Chi?
a cross and remove any squares that we don't need.
The Roman numeral 10.
Ignore what I'm
Okay.
doing. I'm getting it completely wrong. I got very confused here.
Ha! Got it.
This is not the way to your ship.
Do you believe Grace could have done something to cause humans to turn on her?
Like what?
Like becoming too overbearing?
Humans would have been given no reason to question my bearing.
It's one of my theories, yes. This must be the
Okay,
main
so we're
entrance.
gonna head right
Guessing
and look at
landing
the
pad's on the other
Jupiter
side of the big doors.
That's correct,
planet.
Maddie. Though the pad appears to be buried under meters of ice.
Make sure to
Cool stuff.
examine it.
Or maybe it's a mobile. Do the little moons move?
Perhaps at one point in time. Though I'm not sure of the relevance of that.
Just curious. Is this an airlock?
So behind the Jupiter statue is another door, so we're gonna interact with the airlock button, pressurize it.
I assume your suit has limited oxygen?
I have about 5 hours left.
That's quite a risk you're taking. Were you assuming station life support could be restored?
Well, can it?
I believe so. But for reasons I'll never understand, life support is controlled by empathy processing. I suppose they had to give it something.
On this game, it's
I'll enable
safe
that
to
programming now.
examine everything.
Hello, Addie.
Hello. So you're going to get oxygen going?
The process has already begun, my friend. No rush. If you let me accompany you along the path ahead, I can balance the environment to your life force as we walk.
Oh, here we go.
Wow. How are these plants still intact?
They must have
Okay,
been
so once
subject to
we're
a
in
very
this
sudden
Zen
drop in
garden
temperature
type
while still
area, we're
alive.
going to head to the right
What is
You
this
need
place?
to interact, or should I say, examine 5
A fitting
statues.
starting point for those entering the structure, don't you
So
think?
I'm just going to let that play out because it's quite long-winded, but there is
Do
5
you
here.
recognize any of the objects in this section of the garden? I'd love to know what you think of them. For the calibration process.
Is this a lantern?
An expression of our certainty in the flow of time.
How so?
A craftsman spent months carving this remarkable device based on the absolute certainty that after day, night would follow.
All right, I follow. Am I doing this right?
You are doing splendidly.
I'm sorry. This cannot possibly be necessary.
Temperature preferences can vary considerably between individuals. Careful calibration is essential.
How about above freezing and we proceed?
It's really up to Addie. If you don't wish to consider more objects, I can set the temperature within a survivable range, and you can move on to the flower bed next to the stairs.
I have no idea what this is. A weapon or a tool of some kind?
It's a device for working metal. Why do you suppose it's in this garden, Addie?
It could be a symbol of hard work.
An industrious future? Or a laborious past, perhaps?
What's the point of this, Addie?
I'm an explorer. I'm here to learn. This must be Terra Classical, or made in the style.
The ancient Greeks boarded their ships and set out to explore the world, discover its gods, and conquer its monsters. You are an explorer, Addie. But are you here to meet a god or to slay some beast, I wonder?
Is that a fox
You're not a planner,
or a
are
lone
you?
wolf?
I've been told that.
I think it's a
This statue
fox.
could be outer colonial. It's simple, but
I get them a lot out here. It's quite
Then
cool.
why would its beauty matter?
people like pretty things.
Ah,
In the country.
human truth spanning thousands
In the
of years.
country.
What would you say these objects have in common?
They're artifacts from long before the building of the station.
The things we leave behind say something about us, don't they?
What a society leaves behind is all we have in understanding how they lived.
But we're interested in what you were willing to leave behind in order to come here.
Haven't left a whole lot, to be honest.
I believe that's all I will need to set the perfect temperature.
Finally.
You can move on to
This
the
looks like Pacific Revival. Part of an archway, maybe. That's a pretty big piece to ship all this way.
So it must be important, even though it's no longer holding up a roof.
I guess its purpose has changed.
As can happen with people, too.
Hmm.
Do you see them, Addie?
Okay, so with
Perfect
this
stillness?
next section, we are picking
Flowers
a
are
flower.
perfect for
There's
fries,
obviously lots of
as we move
flowers
to fight
around,
the
so
emptiness of space to arrive
grab
there.
whatever flower you
I
would
guess.
want to grab.
Which one
I'm
are
just
you?
grabbing this because
Pardon me?
it's
Which one of
close
these
to
things
where
best
we need to
embodies
go,
your spirit?
which
Seriously.
is to the
What
left
embody
behind
these
us.
things in the balancing of illuminatory ergonomics?
Fancy words do not make this any less idiotic.
Go ahead, Addie. There are no wrong choices.
How about this one?
A solid choice. You walked an unsteady path to get here, and I think you've come in search
My
of
favourite
comfort,
colour is green.
perhaps. Or you
Are there
wish to
any
become
green
part of something
flowers?
bigger
Not
than
sure about
yourself.
that one.
I'm
There
making
must
the lighting
be.
adjustments now.
So with this
Perfect
section,
timing.
we are going
The
to
room is
do
fully
some
compressed, and
breathing.
we can go about setting
We
oxygen
want
levels.
to hold our
Call me
breath
old-fashioned, but how
until
about the
she
peaceful 21%?
releases on her own.
Go ahead and seat yourself in
So
the center
hold
of the
down
circle.
your A button the whole time to get an
Very
achievement to
good.
pop.
Now, when you're ready, you can remove your helmet.
My helmet?
Of course. You can't sample the air I've prepared with it on.
And you're sure it's safe?
Your well-being is the most important thing, Addie. I'm certain it is safe.
Okay.
Now I want you to take a deep breath.
Okay, so we're going to hold our breath with
Nice,
A.
deep
Keep A
breath.
pressed
Hold it
down.
there.
Keep it
3,
Keep it
2,
holding.
1,
Hold it in.
and release.
So I'm going to speed up the time here because
You can
obviously I
let go,
have to
Addie.
make sure my videos are under 20 minutes long. So this is going to be quite tight because I think this is like 18 minutes. But anyway, I'm going to speed up some time here. At some point I will. But yeah,
The
keep
human
your breath
record
held
for holding
in.
one's breath is 24 minutes and 37 seconds. I've started a pretend timer.
This is where I speed it up.
I'm not sure who you're trying to impress here.
Well, some people just can't resist a challenge.
So after this, she will naturally breathe out. And then once she's done that, we can follow the instructions correctly.
Not bad. That was about a minute and a half. Beautiful. And when you're ready, another deep breath in. Deep as you can, Addie. Hold it. 3, 2, 1, and release. Very good, Addie. Feel all that built-up stress from your long journey here release into the ether.
Oh, please.
Shut out any negative energy and take in another life-nurturing breath. Fill those marvelous lungs. Hold it. 3, 2, 1, and release. Wonderful.
Even the station has a limited supply of oxygen.
Next, I want you to really open your body by reaching up toward the sky.
So we're going to tap the A button to stretch.
Wonderful.
I've literally got
How's
Blur
that feel, Addie?
playing in my mind right now.
And we're almost done the calibration. For our last exercise, I will ask you to stand up.
Okay.
Now, once you're centered, you can hold your hands in a relaxed position in front of you. Now transfer your weight onto
So
one
here
foot.
is the balancing.
I want you to
So
hold that
steady
for
yourself
10
with the
seconds.
stick.
Okay.
What could this possibly have to do with oxygen levels?
It's about balancing.
Literal balancing? Unbelievable.
Almost there. 3, 2, 1. And that's 10 seconds. Excellent, Addie. We've
So
done great
I'm
work here
going
today.
to
I've
end
made
the
note of the
commentary
settings for the other
here.
parts of the station.
We're just going to head up the
So we think this was
stairs.
meant to time?
If there is a
The door
control
out
panel
is
with
just up
pattern
the
on it,
stairs
I
across the
apologise.
flats.
It looks like a airlock thing to me. So I'm going to leave this here and I will see you all in part 3. Give me a like and subscribe if you don't mind. Take care, everybody, and bye for now.
I'll do my best to get the oxygen mix just right in the rest of the station. Just let me know if anything is not quite working for you.
You don't suspect Grace was shut down in a human conflict?
Maybe. Or you were abandoned over time.
Abandoned?
We've walked away from a lot of great things.